Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you back. And for those of you who don't know me yet, I am Katie. I am the founder of the Brewery. And in this video lesson, we're going to look at different types of songwriters. I think it's super important to understand the different types of songwriters that there are in order to define yourself and become the best possible version of yourself that you could possibly be. So I decided to break it down into 4 different categories of songwriters that are out there. And those would be the hit songwriter, the singer-songwriter, the musician, and the storytelling kind of songwriter. And what that means, I'll explain in a couple of minutes. But before that, I'd like to ask a couple of questions that I want you to reflect on and that I want you to answer. Maybe really sit down with paper and pen and answer these questions thoroughly, because they might actually help you understand yourself more as a listener and a songwriter, like as a consumer and a writer. And the first question would be, how important are lyrics to you? How much attention do you pay to the lyrics when you listen to a song for the first time? Are they super important to you? Do you always listen to the lyrics, or do you sometimes just focus on the hook or the beat or just the general mood in a song? And maybe later on you also listen to the lyrics. So how important are the lyrics? Also, how important is the vocal performance to you? Do you love these great vocalists like Adele and Alicia Keys, Beyonce, Rihanna, and the like? Or is that not as important to you, like the way they belt and use their range and, you know, impress you with their gigantic voices? Or do you prefer listening to beautiful songs that are maybe in a very soft voice, that are very, very genuine, but they don't do all those vocal exercises and acrobatics? How important is the vocal performance to you when you listen to a song? Also, how important is the musical arrangement? Like, do you actually pay attention to every guitar riff and lick, and do you love the different drum fills? Do you love to listen to the piano, to the intro, to the outro? Like, how important is that entire arrangement to your ears? Is it something that you love and you really enjoy every second of a song? Or are you the kind of person that just waits for the chorus, you know, or just that special line in a song? Also, what kind of artists do you admire? Like, who do you like to listen to, and why? Is it for their vocal performance again? Is it for their overall style? Is it because of the person? You like the person and you're interested in the artist? Try to find out how you consume music. Also, in which circumstances do you listen to music? Do you love listening to music when commuting to work, in your car in the morning? Do you like to listen to music when having dinner? Or do you, for example, love live music? You love to go to pubs and venues, and you love to see the performances. Try to find out in which circumstances you actually consume music and how it makes you feel. Also, do you prefer, we all love different kinds of music, but do you have big love for ballads, or are you really into up-tempo songs or dance music, or these tracks that make you feel good and put you in a good mood and they motivate you? Try to find out what type of music you listen to predominantly. yeah, I think that's about it. I really hope that you understand yourself more as a listener before understanding yourself more as a writer. And now let's get back to these 4 categories of songwriters. In order to bring across the differences, I think it might be easy to, or a good idea, to compare them to visual artists. So what kind of artist would a certain songwriting type be if they were a visual artist? For example, the singer-songwriter, in my opinion, if they were a visual artist, they'd be an expressionist. Like the art would be very expressive. They'd maybe paint naive art or very, very colorful art, something that's very raw, that comes from somewhere within, that's their very unique style, so very original style, and something that you look at and you feel like, oh my god, it triggers something and you want to know more about the artist and the actual meaning or how they came up with that theme or topic. I think that's the singer-songwriter. They really connect with you through their art. It can be really, really special and different, and very unique. For example, the storytelling kind of songwriter, who's very lyric driven, they, in my opinion, would be a realistic artist. Like they draw realistic images, they do portraits and pencil sketches, and you'd be like, oh my god, it's amazing how the picture came out and how much it resembles the actual photograph or real life situation that it's taken from. So they are masters of the art, like with, they really have the technique down. They know how to play with light and shadow. They know how to really focus on every detail. And yeah, the storytelling kind of songwriter, they take a story from real life and they kind of put it into their own words, and you feel like, oh my god, yes, I've been there, I've done that, and you really connect with it, and you're like amazed at how spot on they kind of talk about your life. The musician, in my opinion, is a abstract painter. Like they paint these great abstract paintings and that you want to hang on a wall because you feel like they are just so interesting to look at, but it's something that comes from deep within. They take these splashes of colors and put them all over the place, and then every bit of color is in the right spot, and you feel like this is amazing. You want to look at it, and it's something you understand with your soul more than through the eyes. It's something that really touches you somewhere on a deeper level, and I think that's the musician kind of songwriter. A musician, like think of the Rolling Stones or Brad Paisley or Keith Urban or Nirvana, and just these bands and artists that really pay attention to each section of a song and the instrumentation, and everything matters, in those songs. And last but not least, the hit songwriter. That's a category of its own. To me, they are construction workers, really, and I mean that in the best possible way. To me, it's a whole different kind of art, and it's high art, really, because they have to be very deliberate about every choice they make in every section of a song and every line of lyric. They have to be very, very practical, and they have to really foster their skills and really be very very attentive and very aware of trends, very aware of the artists they are writing for. They have to understand how the market works. If they were a visual artist, I think they'd work in the advertising industry. They'd be an illustrator or a photographer, and they'd be very, very smart about about their work. I hope that helped you identify yourself a little more. We also need to talk a little bit about different purposes of songs and different uses, and we'll do that in the next video that'll come up very soon. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.